Hey everybody. Okay, so today, I'm just gonna get into it. When I was a little girl, my dad used to say something to me. It was almost like a quote, something. Um, those who can't teach. So like the sentence is, those who can't, comma, teach. I disagree with the quote, and here's why. Because if you just take the contraction off it, right? It's actually a contradiction within itself. Because real teachers don't tell somebody exactly how to do something. Real teachers give the student the tools and allow them to do it themselves by telling them how they did it. I think if you get into teaching to like do something for somebody, like you're doing it for them, that breaks into enabling. So real teachers can, but won't. Because that's not the teacher's job. The teacher's job is to give you the tools that you need to be able to do it for yourself. And if you can do that, then you can do it for yourself. And then by and large, you've really learned the lesson. Because you don't learn a lesson unless you have to do it for yourself. I mean, I didn't understand it when I was a kid, but to tell you what, my parents always said to me, you can't, it's important that you earn your own money, because if you don't earn your own money, you're not going to take care of your stuff. I mean, it's a difference, right? So if you go out and you buy something for yourself, you say, this is mine, and I worked for this, and this is this, But then at the same point, you don't really need stuff, you know? Um, so to teach is to tell a story. Your story. How you did it. The who, what, where, when, and why. But however, the who is not important. Because if you rearrange the letters of who, you have how. How is more important than the who. The who is only important to those involved. The how, amazingly important. The when, amazingly important. The why, that's what you're trying to get to. In anything that you're learning is the why. Because if you can understand why something, then you can get past the fact of just understanding that it is what it is and move forward from that. I used to get so stuck up on the who, and I think the reason I would get stuck up on the who is because I wanted to know where it stemmed from. Who wrote the book of love? Who was it that made something what it is today? That way I can figure out why they would have made it the way it is today. You got to get down to the root of the problem. Sometimes it's not even a problem. Sometimes it's just honestly, nothing's a problem. Nothing is a problem until we make it a problem. There is a way to get around and get through everything. You have the ability to get through anything you want to get through. You know how I'll prove that to you? You're still alive. You're still here. You're still here. And you've been through some stuff that you might not even realize was stuff. Maybe you're just learning it for the first time. Maybe you're sitting in the pit of despair and you can't seem to get out. Princess Bride reference, because Princess Bride, best movie ever. But anyway, maybe you're sitting in a whole mess of stuff, but you can't figure out where your blocks are because you don't know what that mess of stuff is. Well, what if you knew that mess of stuff? Then you could go back and you could undo every knot, every ending. You could unburn the bridge if you could just understand what the problem was. And then if you can unbend the bridge or unburn the bridge, or maybe you got to go to the bridge, burn that shit down and start from the ground up. You know, that's where the phoenix comes in, right? If you can burn that bridge and you can start from the ground up. But you got to be willing to go back and rebuild. And it takes both sides to want to go back and rebuild. And if you can come in and get through the who, what, why, when, where, how, but take the who out of it, because it always goes back to a what happened first. What was the action that caused the reaction? Hi, Vivian, my chipmunk. What was the action that caused the reaction? Why did you react? All of this hypothetically speaking. I'm not speaking to anybody directly. I am speaking to every person watching this as a whole. I want you to say this out of your mouth, because it's not up to me to say it for you. Any problem you have in your life, go backwards. Go backwards. An arrow needs to come back before it can shoot forward. You want to shoot forward? Let me teach you the secret to shooting forward. Go back. Go back. Look at the history of it. Where did you hear your story from? Who did they hear their story from? What about this story, and 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 this story? What about all those little webs that connect you all like spiders? We're all this big connection of spiders. Webs are woven. Charlotte teaches us that, doesn't she? What kind of web are you weaving? Are you weaving the kind of web that karmically you're going to have to go back? Every day you're building, every day you're learning, every day you're moving forward. And if you can fix the knots in your web and change them, change them. Make them a creation and not a catastrophe. What a wonderful world. Thank you, Louis Armstrong. Oh, sorry. I just scared the chipmunk. I don't know where it's going. I know where it's going on my path. I don't know where this is fitting in on yours. But wouldn't it be cool if everybody would just talk about it? If we could talk about it, we could get it out into the open. And then if everybody understood, imagine the vibrational energy we could send out to the world. And then maybe one would become all, and all would become one, and the language would be love, because that's the one thing that everybody can understand. It's in the energy. Energy is the one way that all of us communicate, and sometimes it's as simple as that. When you throw in a negative energy, or what others may perceive as a negative energy even, because perception is everything. But the only way to see things exactly as they truly are is to go back directly to the person that you want to see it from. Because if you go to anybody else aside from the person, then you end up with a different story, a different perception, a different way of looking at it that may be a misunderstanding between two, not you, a misunderstanding between two, just the same way you're having a misunderstanding between one. That's why they say three's a crowd, but three can also be a force. Three can be a team. Two can be a team. One can be a team. Because there is me in team, right? Haven't we already gone through this? There's no I in team. Yeah, but there's a me. No. Teamy. Team. Sit back, have a cup of tea. Earl Grey tea, if you're being specific, the way some of my subscribers are. I love it. I will get to tea eventually. I have a little bit of a childhood wound with tea. My mother always used to drink tea, and that spoon and the tea, the noise does something to me, and I think that's what turns me away from tea. Thoroughly enjoy iced tea with ice in it, because, you know, ice, baby, all vanilla ice and stuff. Anyways, there it is. Ramblings for the day. Have a great day, guys.